Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. You might be knowing, all of you, we are coming from Ashram, a spiritual center in South India, founded by most revered Param Pujya Swami Ramdas, endearingly called by devotees as beloved Papa, and Param Pujya Mataji Krishnabai. At the time of inauguration, on 15th May 1931, Papa Swami Ramdas made it clear that the ideal of the ashram is to spread universal love and service based upon the vision of divinity in everybody. That means expansion of the individual to the universal. For that he has given us a triune path. Nam, Seva, Dhyana. We normally deal with men and matters only from our individual level. We hardly recognize that He is there in our heart. Papa defines that factor as God, as the subtle and mysterious power. Because of that power only, now the words are coming out. We can look through the eyes, we can hear through the ears. Every activity that is going on in us is because of the presence of that power, God. So he says, the vision of divinity means to become aware of the presence. When I become aware of the presence within me, then only I will be able to become aware of the presence without. So for that he has prescribed, we give a name to that power and chant with faith and devotion. That is what we did for the first half an hour. Any name of God is all right, comfortable for everybody. There, for the sake of uniformity, we have Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. But he did not say only Ram Nam, he said any name of God, which we are traditionally comfortable with. And what is required is two things he wanted. One is that while chanting, we should know we are chanting the name of one who is within us and who is making us to chant. But nobody will be able to chant throughout their waking state because God has also given us family, profession, society. So because of our preoccupation with the family life, professional life and social life, it may not be possible for us to chant throughout the waking state. Here he wants all our actions, right from the minutest to the grossest, at home, in the office, with friends. We should try to bring in these four dimensions. One is everything to be handled with a touch of love, with a touch of perfection, with a touch of gratitude, with a touch of dedication. This will become more and more effective when we understand that when we came to this world, we did not bring anything. Even the very life we have not. When I was there in the form of a seed in my mother's womb, this present me and mine had no role in it. So God gave this, that power, gave this life. During my 9.5 months in mother's womb, He helped me to develop 200 and odd organs. And when I came out, I did not bring anything. I basically need air to breathe, water to drink, earth to exist, space to move about, 98.4 degree temperature to keep me alive. I need sun, rains, metals, minerals, gases, whatnot. Everything has been provided to us by the same power in the form of Mother Nature. As I start growing, I need lot of creature comforts. Nothing has been brought by me. Through his selected instruments, he made them to discover, invent, innovate, and that is why you and I are enjoying all the creature comforts. We are unaware of it. Though we are the beneficiaries, we hardly think about the benefactor. That is why Papa says, he is the great provider who has been providing till this moment. So we should handle everything with a touch of love. Everything is his gift to us. When there is no civil construction, he made somebody to think. That is why you and I are sitting. When there is no electricity, he made somebody to think. When there is no brush, paste, soap, wash basin, commode, eatables, language, education, field of profession, everything he made somebody to think. So we are the beneficiaries of everything, bounteous gifts given by God. At the same time, when we deal with men and matters, we hardly remember him. So to remember him, we have to practice through chanting first, and then handle everything with a touch of love, with a touch of perfection, with a touch of gratitude, with a touch of dedication. This is called Seva. Automatically, the me and mine gets expanded. And then comes Dhyana. Of the three, Nam, Seva, Dhyan, Nama is preeminent, most important. Because that is the one which is going to help me in my journey towards him, in my efforts to recognize his presence. So when I do Nama with this total faith, total devotion, when I open and start reacting to events and individuals at the family level, professional level, social level, when I fail or forget to bring in the dimension of love, perfection, dedication, gratitude, Nama will remind me, hey, what did you do now? This should start from the minutest. Even while we keep the chapel, nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. Because everything is a gift. We have not brought anything. Many of us may feel we have gone to the mall, we have purchased it. But I did not bring any money when I came from the mother's womb. Again, it is he through the society made me to have that money. And so I should always feel that he has provided even the wherewithal to buy or to enjoy, to indulge the various creature comforts. So this attitude should be developed. Papa used to say bluntly, outer activity should be compatible with inner aspiration. Inner aspiration is to remember him. And then comes the Seva, the Dhyana aspect. Dhyana is a method or an exercise by which we try to feel his presence inside. Because first we have to realize His presence within. When we close our eyes and start chanting, most of us feel that the mind is going elsewhere. It is not getting concentrated. Why? Because our mind has got a tendency to objectify everything. Here he cannot be objectified because he is the power behind us who is making us even to sit for meditation. So how are we to do it? So Papa says, you can approach through Saguna or Nirguna. Because it will be difficult to concentrate upon an abstract idea. So He must have given to us some culture by which we get attached to a deity or a guru. Any form of worship we can bring in and feel that He is behind our all thoughts, words and deeds. He or she, whatever. Any image, probably that might be easier. But the only thing is, we should know that the same is in everybody. In ashram there is no idol worship because Papa was not against idol worship. But the only risk is we should not localize, limit. Normally when we go to, say for example, Tirupati, when you go to India, we take so much pain, we spend a lot of money and reach there, 3 or 4 hours we stand in the queue and finally we are led to the sanctum sanctorum, we have the darshan, a thrilling experience we get. Again somebody will say move, so 1 minute or 2 minutes at best. And we come back and if we feel, yes, we had good darshan. But unknowingly we leave Balaji there and come now. Whereas Balaji is there in everybody's heart. To make us aware of this, He has also come in that form. So every now and then, because of our various preoccupations, there is a likelihood that we might not remember. He has also come in a form. And so we go there. We have the darshan, but when we come back, our mind should also be filled with Balaji consciousness. Suppose we are attached to one guru. That guru is not to be confined within the ashram. Puja Mataji used to say, Puja Mataji addresses the Lord, the Guru, both in the name Papa. So she said, when Papa dropped the body in 1963, in the September magazine of the ashram, the Vision, she said, omnipresent Papa's ashram is the whole universe. To know that, he has set up Anand Ashram. So that we do not limit, no? We can definitely have the same form, inspiring form, thrilling form. That form which has touched us, kindled us and made us aware of the indwelling reality and later on the all-pervading reality. This background, if it is there, that will help us. And then we close our eyes and chant. The condition is our outer activity should be compatible with inner aspiration. Then only it will be helpful. Otherwise the mind will go here and there. So with this background when we go, in order that the outgoing tendencies of the minds are arrested, we try to chant and hear our own chanting. There are 3 types of chanting. One is this vocal, second is silent, third is mental. When we chant Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, we must knowingly chant, consciously chant. That means the Nama serves something like a fence. it will not go out. No thought. The moment it goes out, we will open and restart. There is no shortcut. Only through practice we can try this. And by constant practice, we go to the next level. That is silent chanting. Lip and tongue will move, sound will not come, but we will chant, we will hear our own chanting. A little more subtler. Suppose the mind immediately goes out, open, restart. Open, restart. When by His grace we have been able to make the mind calm, quiet, serene, the final graduation is mental chanting. Here Papa says, of these three, mental chanting is far more effective than anything. There the sound will not come, lip and tongue will not move, but we should chant, we should hear, mentally chant. When we thus try, a stage will come when we become aware of the chanting. The chanting is being heard, the chanting is being known, the chanting is being realized. Who is knowing and who is chanting? That means this witness consciousness has emerged. Sakshi. So the indwelling reality takes this form of Sakshi Bhava, witness consciousness. It may not remain for a long time. First we may be blessed with the experience for a trice. Immediately the mind will bring another thought. Doesn't matter. We keep on trying. Papa adds one more word, self-surrender, while we are on this process. You are there. You are making me to repeat this name, but at the same time, you are not making me to get concentrated on it. Please help me. I cannot do it by myself. So this is self-surrender. And then this witness consciousness, we may get it for a little more longer time, little more longer time, little more longer time. And Papa says, this is the state of awareness of God realization. That means we are having a peep into the inner, in-depth, the reality which is lying in-depth, which is behind all our actions, all our thoughts, all our words. One more method Papa prescribes, by making us to know this spirit, this power. If the mind is unruly, and if it doesn't come back, this approach also will help. The heart beats 1 lakh times a day. Do we do anything? We are asking ourselves. The blood circulates from tip to toe. But doctor said 6 liters of blood is traveling 1,20,000 kilometers a day. As soon as we eat, the digestion takes place. what is needed for the body, what is needed for the bone, what is needed for the blood. It is immediately given. What is not needed, it makes us an urge to go to ease ourselves. Do we have any role? In 1 second, trillions of cells are born and die without our knowing anything. When we breathe, oxygen goes inside and the excess of carbon dioxide is purged out, all without our knowing. So this heartbeat, digestion, blood circulation, breathing, if it is not there, do we exist? So we are chanting the name of that power which helps the heart to beat, which helps the... So all these put together is called, Papa names it as the life. So he is in the form of life force. This is another method. When we were talking about witness consciousness, the witness consciousness is always with us, not in that particular moment when we do this exercise, but to know that the witness consciousness is always there, we are using this exercise, that's all. Because at this moment, you know that you are sitting, you know that you are hearing, you know that you are the beingness. That is the witness consciousness. So during our waking state, if our actions are in line with this factor, we are conscious of, oh, he is making me to do. Instead of active voice, everything becomes passive. We need not say outside, but we should feel inside. He is making us to think, he is making us to act, he is making us to cry, he is making us to laugh, he is making us to lose, he is making us to gain. Slowly, because that is the truth. It is an expression of our truth. If the life force is not there, how can we express? So he is there in us, he is there in everybody. So this life force or this awareness, they are all nirguna power. If we are finding it difficult, we can substitute it with any form. Every deity, today in all our bhajans, it was glorification of a deity. Why are we doing it? So that our subservience to a higher power gets rooted in us. When we sing the glories, it will be difficult to sing the glories of a nirguna aspect. So it is always easy to glorify a saguna aspect. We can at least think, we can see, we can offer. Now the master's photos are there. So when we do flower offering, we are not offering to the photo, we are offering to their holy feet. They have awakened us, they have guided us, they are guiding us. So there is a joy in it. The other one, it might be a little, dry. So we can replace, instead of power, any form that God has given you to adore, to worship. It can be in the form of a deity, in the form of a guru also. Puja Mataji was able to retain this both. So she used to attribute everything to the word Papa. She got the permission because Papa was using the word Ram. And he defined Ram as a subtle and mysterious power. So Mataji requested Papa, when I say Ram, Ram is somewhere else. Can I use the word Papa? Then Papa said, if you mean the Nirguna Niragara Shashwata Ananda Swarup, you can use it. But while maintaining her adoration to the form, she was also getting connected with the nirguna aspect. It's for a higher, for our level, we can use any method. Everything is valid. Everything is relevant. There are many Bhaktottamas in India who have scaled the heights through the form also. Mirabai, Purandardas, in all states, we have got a galaxy of saints, Bhaktottamas, who have scaled the heights through holding on to the form also. So it is left to us. Sanatana Dharma provides this absolute freedom for us to choose. It doesn't say you should do this, you should do that. As we keep on going, God will definitely guide us from within to steadily progress. How do we know we are progressing? Our love circle keeps on expanding. Not only to human beings, but not only to plants and trees, not only to birds and animals, not only to insects, but also to inert, insentient matter. Because we have handled everything with love, everything with perfection. Just imagine when there was no language. Today we are communicating through language. When there was no this language, he made somebody to think about A to Z, na? And when he brought the alphabets, again it did not stop. If everybody has to use it, there should be a foundation, which is called grammar, na? Conjugation of verb. And then, next third stage, prefix, suffix, idioms, phrases, 2 or 3 alphabets joined together, it gives a different meaning, you know. Some are okay for us, some are not okay, but they are all coming from innocent alphabets. When as you come, suppose we say COMEIN, come in, you are happy. Suppose when I come to your house and you say GET, OUT, no? Innocent letters. But see the power that has been infused into it. We are using in the language, but we hardly remember. When we see a dictionary, you can just imagine what an intelligence. He is also called primordial intelligence. Anything that we use, somebody should identify, first. We have seen the language now. When there was no paste or brush or slope, somebody has to, the primordial intelligence. There is nothing for referring. It has to come by itself, intuitively it has to come. That is why in Bhagavad Gita he says, Buddhir Buddhi Patamasmi, I am the intelligence of the intellect. So now when you are working in IT, for example, you have been asked to bring out a software. You try to go through, trial and error, and a breakthrough comes, It fits. Where from? Immediately the mind takes the credit. But now we know it is he who is there, the power of intelligence. At that particular moment, the me and mine is not there. You are immersed in it, So slowly, that is why Papa says, every moment of your life, actively, try to remember he is within you, he is guiding you, he is propelling you. For that, the biggest prop or support is the name. So Nama with the right perspective, if we chant, it will help us not only to expand our love circle by expressing our gratitude. Serving all means what? God has not given us anything direct to us. He has only given through His creation, either Mother Nature or society. So we can also pay back to Him only by loving and serving His creation. Whether at the household level, or whether at the professional level, or at the social level, whatever we do, it is for Him. Apparently it may be for a family, it may be for an employer or an organization, it may be for an organization, again, society, but ultimately it is for Him. I am working for Him because it is He who brought this. Suppose you are working in a company, the company was set up by an individual. That individual was given this prompting by him. and the wherewithal and all the that are necessary for it. Now when we cook, suppose we are making chapati or rice, just think, paddy is a gift of Mother Nature, but some individual was necessary to go and identify and declare, that if you remove the husk there is rice, and the rice when cooked you can eat, or when you ground and make it with a dough you can have dosha or idli or something like that. Think about that. When we have the fruits, the fruit is a gift of Mother Nature, but first person to declare it is palatable, it is good for health, it is called apple, it is called orange, it is called this, it is called that. So we should remember, that is our gratitude. You made us to become aware of it. So nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. So our whole life becomes an offering to Him. So Papa was reveling, Papa was always in the blissful state. Mataji, though she had scaled the heights, for our sake she also come down as a mother for all. Earthly mother, everyone feels that we have got a space in our heart. Whether it's a stranger or an old devotee, or a person comes with some needs, material needs or spiritual needs, nobody is a stranger. So we can put it, Mataji's life stands for absence of otherness. Papa is at full bliss. And in 1949, Puja Swami Sachidanandaji came and joined Ashram. He served Papa for 14 years, served Mataji for 40 years. And he became an embodiment of both these there. And at the same time, he teaches us what is self-effacement is. Humbleness or humility personified. So these ideas, bliss, absence of otherness, self-effacement, this is all nirguna. But those nirguna wells up in our heart through a saguna. So this we should be very clear. As we said, devotion, D-E-V-O-T-I-O-N, devotion. That is saguna, the words are there. But when it is uttered, what it touches and kindles, that is nirguna. We cannot say L-O-V-E, Love, can you explain what it is? It is absence of otherness, beyond past thoughts, beyond thoughts. So Sarguna and Nirguna, now we find it is all interrelated. Through Saguna we go to the Nirguna. Every day we are doing it. We are not aware of it. So Nama chanting with the right perspective enables us to lead a peaceful life, a blissful life, a successful life. Papa dropped the body in 1963, Puja Mataji in 1989, and Puja Swamiji in 2008. By their grace, they are running the institution to continue the same legacy. These are all something about Ananda Ashram, and Amit wanted to highlight about this witness consciousness. Anything else? We have got 10 minutes. Anything else you want to know more about it, we will share.
Anybody has a question, you can ask Swamiji.
Anybody? Any question for Swamiji?
Don't say questions, any points.
Points.
Any points? If it's possible for us to clarify, we will clarify. Yes, that's all.
Mataji, in her book, she talked about clash of opposites.
Clash of opposites. Mataji has talked about clash of opposites.
Could you talk a little bit about that and what that means? What I remember from her book is that she felt Papa was not full until he expressed his anger. And then when she saw his anger, she realized he was full. And I feel a little bit confused about that point because she was talking about
Yeah.
one thing
Yeah, very,
versus another.
very pertinent point, very pertinent.
Yes.
Could you please explain a little bit? on
When,
that?
from the nirguna aspect, that means when we close our eyes, when we want to quieten the thoughts, and then we get to peep into our own original nature, the core of our being, where there is no difference, there is no other thought. It is the thought that makes me aware that I am there and you are there. That stage is one. None of us will be able to remain at that thought. We have to come down at this level because we have got a body, mind, intellect complex. So how do we know that it has captured the comprehensiveness? Suppose we say only the positive thing. We will not be able to know. So the so-called labeled negatives are also given by him. Otherwise we may be thinking that only the so-called labeled positive are the expressions of God. So Mataji was very particular. She used to tell everybody, when you write about the biography of a master, don't put only the positive side. Whatever you feel you should write, whatever truth is there it should be written. Because it doesn't mean that we are belittling or we are not honoring, no. We are bringing the whole concept, comprehensive spirituality. So in comprehensive spirituality, all these are relevant. Everything is relative, darkness and light, ignorance and knowledge. Because we were ignorant, we entered into this class. And then through so many things we are trying to uncover and learn knowledge. So ignorance is instrumental in leading us to knowledge. Darkness is leading us to light. So all the so-called downpulling forces, like anger or anything, everything has got relevance. It loses its relevance only when it is attributed to the me and mine. That means when anger comes because of me and mine, then it is counterproductive. But anger comes not because of me and mine. For a higher, suppose you are running a company. You have got a lot of employees. In order to, for the sake of the company's interest, you may have to take some disciplinary action. When there is any aberration or any dilution by anybody, you don't mean anything bad. There is no individual prejudice there. That is why God has given us this righteous indignation called anger. So everything has got a relevance. You become possessive of gods, Possessiveness, possessive of something only for me, it's there. So all these things have got full relevance. So if one feels that he has got only positive quality, then he is not full. That is why she said she was watching whether Papa gets angry. Because Papa has no self-interest, He has realized the divinity in everybody. So there is no self-interest there. So when that is there, for example, Puja Swamiji related to us one incident. Must be in late 40s or early 50s. One youngster came, and as soon as he came to the bhajan hall, he asked, where will I get the token? 12:30 must be. So Papa was there. Papa said, is this a hotel? Okay, that's all. Then immediately he was not saying, Mataji came immediately. So Papa said, somebody came, he asked for a token. And I asked him, where is Mataji? Immediately, where is he? Then both of them started searching for him. Because he should get food. So that expression, we may feel, why, it is not like that. Because Papa has no self-interest. But for the sake of an organization, when he comes there, he should know what the purpose for which he is drawn here. If he had asked, what is going on here, he will be given food, no doubt about it. Irrespective, in total disregard to what he says, he will be given food. Those for which he is drawn, he is to be reminded. So it's spontaneous because it is not self-centered. Not to that particular individual. That individual is not known. So like that, righteous indignation is anything that we name it as negative, it becomes negative only when it is attributed to that individual, self-interest, vested interest. Otherwise everything is valid because everything he has given. I have not asked. I have not asked anger, but he gave me anger. So whatever we say is a downpulling, that is also given by him only. Is it somewhat clear?
Yes. Thank you.
Swamiji, I have to ask you something. So, two minds think differently, and especially in today's world, we kind of try to contradict with each other's way of thinking, way of saying, way of understanding, and then many relationships don't withstand. So how one deals with
Take time. When we come to this world, normally we think our parents are responsible for this. No, they are only instrumental cause. Because they also have parents. They also got parents. So where from they started? We have no idea. Our intellect cannot reach. Up to 2 or 3 generations we can understand. Beyond that we cannot. So we go to the Shastras. So in Bhagavad Gita he says, I am the seed of everything. So God is the seed. But it is expressed through a body, mind, intellect. As you said, which is all unique. In the same house, for the same father and mother, 2, 3 children will be there. Nowadays only 1 children, but many of them, at least you know them. Nobody is alike. Each one is different from his taste, temperament, aptitude, inclination. Everything is changing. Why? When we don't get answer, we go to the Shastras again. Shastra says, the different characteristics are expressed in me, are expressed in the individual based upon his karmic bondage which he has carried over from the previous birth. It's called vasana. So spiritual journey means to reduce this, and the vasana comes because of me and mine. So in this birth, if God has given us an opportunity to reduce the dominance of me and mine, we are slowly getting ourselves freed from the clutches of these vasanas. To a very great extent we would have done it, and in the next probably we will be able to completely get over this and reach the stage which they have reached, all Mahatmas, and where the river becomes one with the ocean, losing the separate identity. So when somebody reacts, when we know this, oh, he is behaving because of his prarabdha, then our attitude will be a positive indifference. There will be indifference. You may not be able to go along with that. God has given you a different line based upon certain norms in your mind. But you will say the same God has given him some norms there. So you will lovingly say what you do is not right, what you are doing is wrong. You can say that lovingly. This is what you are prompted and you are doing it. You are not worried about how they behave. You will not form any attraction or prejudice or biased attitude. Don't think that this is impossible. You and I are doing it. For example, suppose somebody vomits here. You will say, does he not have manners? Could he not go to the washroom and do it? But suppose the same is done by our own father, our own children. What we will say, don't worry, We will somehow ensure that he doesn't get depressed, dejected, dispirited. We clean it and carry on with the life. So wherever their love is, we are trying to accommodate. Another one normally we share is, when you look from this level, you can see limited objects. So when you go to outside, limited objects. Where you may find certain things are okay, certain things are not okay. But when you go to the terrace and look at it, the spectrum gets widened. Your concentration will not be on the so-called negatives. You will be able to see, beautiful. When you go to the mountain top, super. When you see from the aircraft, when it is being lowered, you don't see anything bad, So that means when we raise ourselves from the present level to a little more higher level, we will be able to accommodate everybody. So whether at home or in the office or with the society, when something disagreeable raises, if we can raise ourselves to a little more higher level and look at it from that platform, we may be able to handle it peacefully. We cannot change the world, Only we can change our attitude by raising ourselves to a little higher level, which we know to our kith and kin, to our loved ones. We are doing it. Suppose you know a friend, close friend, good person, with all values, but slightly short-tempered. So when he loses the temper, somebody gets offended, it's a good man. At times he's short. After some time you go and you will forget about it. Is it not? That means you are not looking at him from the same level. You have raised yourself to a higher level and see him in a comprehensive way. He has got a lot of good points, some or other will be there. So when you bring the whole thing in your mind, you are in a position to accommodate. Think, you may get some more ideas. Amit, 8-5.
Swamiji,
Now,
by your kind permission, people generally talk about God, okay, but logically, they want to know what is there, what do you mean by God? Tell us logically, on the empirical base, not on the spiritual plane or something at which we don't know anything about that. So then,
peacefully.
what would be of course, we cannot get anything analytically, and also synthetically also we couldn't get anything about it. So what way we should explain them?
That's what we shared. Papa says God is the life force. Life, his own words are, life is the expression of Atman. Though seemingly two, they are one. Life everybody can understand, If the life is not there, how will they talk? How will we hear? The heart beats, breathing goes on, digestion takes place, blood circulation is going on, hair is growing, nail is growing. Do we do anything? So that force is there, In Bhagavad Gita, Lord also says, Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu. So God is Nirguna Nirakar. We can give a form, that's all. He is the life force. Because of which the words are coming, the hand is moving. Everyone feels we are sitting now. Otherwise our body will be cremated or buried, How do I become a person? What is it that makes me to feel that I am? If we go a little deeper, slowly we will come to know.
See, I say I am Ashoka. I shouldn't feel that I am Ashoka. I feel that that's eternal truth is working for me.
That should be
And the embodiment of that source.
That stage we should reach.
Yeah, that's stage. And
There are 4 Mahavakyas. Prajnanam Brahma, Ayamatma Brahma, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. Knowledge is, wisdom is Brahman, that is Brahman, you are Brahman, I am Brahman. That stage we should reach. So all these are methodologies. But we should have it as an aim, an ideal. Then only this universal love and service becomes a reality. Because we cannot but love, we cannot but serve. It becomes spontaneous. Spontaneous. It's a very deep subject. Each one has to do the manana. Each one has to do the approach in their own way. And each one has to chalk out one's own method. These are all some guidelines. But one has to choose one, our own method. For enabling us to choose our own method, God has placed before us the life and mission of various Mahatmas and their teachings. Nobody can follow anybody. So after hearing all these things, suiting to my temperament, my taste, my limitation, my aptitude, I must develop a path. But Nama will definitely help.
Swamiji, maybe it's a deep topic, but I still wanted to kind of ask you this. So when we talk about witness consciousness, right? So there is always a play between mind and intellect. How do we differentiate that this is my mind saying something, and how do we make that, this is an intellect doing something? How do we really differentiate that?
Actually,
because the outcome could be different.
Mind and intellect are the different name given for thought. When the mind is vacillating, when the mind is doubting, when the mind is carried away by sentiments, emotions, it cannot guide us to certain decisions. Intellect, for example, the same thought, when it raises, upgrades itself, graduates itself, to evaluate, to analyze, to do manana, and then arrive at some decision. That is the one which is guiding. If you are carried away by emotion, the mind is. If you are carried away by convictions, you can say intellect. But both are thoughts in different forms. That's the base is thought only. Here we have to go beyond the purview of thought. Because intellect can guide us only up to certain extent, beyond which intellect cannot guide. Because the intellect should know that intellect exists because of him. We stop at the level of intellect. But even the very intellect is being propelled, activated, only because the life force is there, Awareness is there. So, for all, here, why has God given us this mind and intellect? To manage his affairs outside, we need intelligence. We need this level of what you call decision, judgment. We also should have a humane mind. Emotions are valid. Sentiments are valid. So we should know where we should use. Thoughts are necessary thoughts in the form of mind and intellect are necessary for managing his affairs in the world. These thoughts cannot help us to go to him. If we are very clear, we feel the validity of both. With the thoughts, we manage whatever we have been assigned to, as a family man, as a professional man, as a social man. God has assigned this job to you. For this, you need a powerful tool. That is why this mind and intellect are being given. Mind will graduate itself to intellect whenever it is needed. When somebody is in trouble, your mind and intellect will not work there. It is spontaneous, Suppose you and I are walking, you don't know me, I don't know you. And I am likely to slip and fall. You are very near to me. What will you do? Will you keep quiet? You will come and take me, You will not see whether you can hold me or whether you lose, whether you have given an appointment to somebody. All those things will not come. There the mind and the intellect is not working. That is why he said, when you are compassionate, you play the part of God. It is spontaneous in nature. You are prompted, you are doing it, but there it does not come. So to know God, it is past mind and intellect. To work out his affairs in the world, he has given this powerful tool called mind and intellect. Mind acts at the emotional level, at the sentimental level, intellect at the intelligent level. All are necessary. All are valid. But mind should not enter into the territory of intellect. Intellect should not enter into the territory of mind. That by we will know, as we keep on progressing spiritually, in the spiritual, we will know the wherever the mind should play, wherever the intellect should play, wherever both should not play. Because this may be again intellectual, no? This analysis itself is intellectual. But we should know that behind the intellect, the power is there. At the same time, he has given me an intellect. That is why he said, Buddhir Buddhivadamasmi. I am the intelligence of the intellect. Intelligence behind the intellect. That is responsible for all the creature comforts, you know. Not merely intelligence. It is expressed through the intellect. You are planning, you know, this particular portion. It was not there. He gave you this. He made you to think about it. Then, you know, it comes out it becomes a reality. So the intellect plays a lot of, the mind also is needed. You should become humane, no? When somebody, now in the program, when somebody comes out, you will not turn your face, you know, please come in. No? They are coming only for this program, but still you will say, welcome. These are some signs by which, you know, we connect ourselves with the rest of the creation. So mind has got full relevance. But where mind should play, where intellect should play, that we should.
Swami, it is being said that the body never makes the mind, but the mind makes the body.
No,
How could we differentiate?
No, according to
Mind makes the body, not the body.
According to Adi Shankara, there are three bodies. One is called the physical body, gross body. Another is called the subtle body. And the third one is called the causal body. Panchendriya Mahabhudam Sambhavam Karma Sanchitam Shariram Sugadukhanam Bhoga Ayatana Uchate. All these five elements plus my prarabdha karma. That decides my body. This is the hall of experience, residence. Ayatana means residence. And then Panchaprana Mano Buddhi. Five vital layers. Mind, intellect. Deshendriyam are five organs of action, five organs of perception. Apanchikrita Bhudoham plus the rudimentary factors of this Panchabhutas. There is a theory behind it. All these put together is called the subtle body. And then, how did it come? The sense of individuality, how did it first come? You say that I have got vasana, that is why I have come. Why did it have vasana? Just like I don't know my original seed, I don't know my original vasana origin. So here he says, Anadi Avidya Anirvachya. When does this ignorance came? It is Anadi, beginningless. It cannot be explained. So here Papa's explanation is very apt. He says when a bird is inside the cage, it has been trapped. Its only worry is to somehow to get out of it, not to analyze how I got into it. No? So ours is now, having got into it, ours is now how to free ourselves from the birth and death. It has been there, no? Birth and death has been going on. We believe in, because we know this much. Because we have come from the same parent, but we are all different. So then I find out that it is because of my karmic triangle. So when the moment then Shastras declare, when we are free from the appendages of all these vasanas, only he is there, not the me and mine is there. Then Viranya Gati Prabhuji, you know, there is a beautiful composition of Papas, you know, dive deep within, where the seeker and the sought become one. You never heard of it? Sadhaka and sadhya, no? Na bhed.
Na bhed to mulihi te sadhya sadhaka.
That stage. That will come only when the vasanas are completely erased. Sense of individuality become one with it. Then it goes. So we are all praying for that. You know? Enough. We had enough innings in our life. We have seen so many ups, so many downs. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is eternal. Nothing Nothing abides in me. Today I am happy, tomorrow I am not happy. So when I reach that stage, enough is enough, then I start thinking to trigger the movement of Vasana Kshaya. And then finally we have been assured, we have been promised by Shastras and also by the lives of great men that it is possible to free ourselves from the cage of me and mine. We are all in conceptual presence, whatever it may be, and we want to get out of it. Either today or tomorrow, day after, or next birth or next birth. This will come.